Good afternoon and welcome to our presentation today. This is a presentation on maximizing project success through the integration of strategic planning and asset management plan. This is DC Water's experience. Both speakers, myself and Dr. Hailu, work for DC Water. Also in addition to as part of this presentation, we'll talk about how DC Water transferred or is transferring project outcomes by aligning its strategic asset management plan with its strategic plan. First, I would like to acknowledge the contributions of various groups within DC Water, primarily the Department of Engineering and Technical Services, as well as the Department of CIP Infrastructure Management. My colleague and I, each one of us belong to the two departments. The learning objective, there are three learning objectives. The first one is just to appreciate or understand how significant asset management is throughout the project life cycle. And second one is the importance of recognizing the alignment to maximize the value, the alignment between the asset management plan, the strategic plan, and the project execution. The last one, the third one, is appreciating the role of collaboration, streamlined processes, and technologies in assisting project managers to achieve the goals. Strategic and asset management plans provide the overarching framework and guidance for capital project delivery. Integration of these plans ensure that capital projects support the organization's long-term vision and maximizing the value of its assets. When you speak of a strategic plan, we mean that a strategic plan ensure projects are aligned with long-term strategic objectives. And when we talk about asset management, we mean asset management plan balances cost, risk, and performance to optimize asset life cycle, as well as facilitating long-term planning and sustainability of assets. Speaking of the project manager is a key person. Project manager leads project execution aligned with strategic objectives and manages resources, risks, stakeholder engagement for project success. Strategic plan aligns organizational vision with actionable objectives. It ensures that every project undertaken is a step towards fulfilling the mission of the organization. On the other side, asset management is about optimizing asset performance, lifespan to deliver maximum value. And when we talk about both asset management plan as well as strategic plan, they influence a capital project manager when the capital project manager utilizes strategic objectives to prioritize and select projects, employs asset management principles to guide project planning and execution, and then ensures that projects deliver value to stakeholders and meet strategic goals. So these two strategic documents, the strategic plan as well as asset management plan, play a key role to inform the project managers in achieving these objectives. When we explore more on the essence of strategic plan, we can see how this graphic shows how it meticulously is executed from the top down and across all functions within an organization. As you can see here at the executive level, the journey begins with definition of strategies and leaders of the organization establish the mission and vision, which then translate into tangible measures and standards. These are the benchmarks against which all projects are evaluated. When we move a layer down, we see programs, projects, and initiatives that are created to achieve strategic objectives and fulfill the mission of the organization. And it is here where the resources resource allocation decisions are made based on careful analysis of potential returns and strategic fit. These resources include cross-functional project teams, which are the heart of project execution. These teams initiate, plan, manage, execute, and close projects. Their objective is to deliver maximum value, not just in terms of project deliverables, but also in contributing to the strategic goal of the organization. DC Water has a strategic plan, and it is revised every 5 years. The current strategic plan is called Blueprint 2.0. And this strategic plan has 5 imperatives. And one of these imperatives is called a reliable imperative. And each imperative has its goals and programs to be achieved within the strategic period. In the case of the reliable imperative, the initiatives that are covered under it is project management, which is proactively plan and manage assets in a risk-based manner, ensure that level of service that our customers need, that we strive for, are delivered, and then they have an integrated asset management plan that comes out of this reliable strategic imperative. Each imperative has programs, as I said, and initiatives. Like, for example, in the case of reliable, we have capital improvement program, we have reliable center maintenance program, and then we have inspection and condition assessment of our assets, and other several of them. But for this presentation, the part that we are interested in is the CIP program. The CIP program is structured in this fashion. I think this is very self-explanatory. It is the program has composed of service areas, program areas, projects, and activities. We have 6 service areas, 26 program areas, and more than 300 projects and more than 8,000 activities. And if you go, the tool that we use for managing our capital improvement program is Primavera P6, and if you open the Primavera P6, is programs, service areas, projects, everything is structured as shown here to the right. And this, I think, when we say maximize value, and this strategic plan and asset management plan help a project manager to maximize value, we need to understand how value is created. And how value is created is that when people, processes, and technology are aligned, and when they are interact with each other at various levels, at the strategic, tactical, and operational level, then they bring value. This value creation framework model was prepared by Dr. Chelo Vitasovic of 9D Analytics, and he described his model through a white paper he prepared in 2018 for the Water Research Foundation. So the people in an organization collaborate with each other, execute their business using processes, SOPs, guidelines, or any other artifact, and the tools and technologies available to them enable the work to happen. That's how the value creation framework is defined. But alternatively, we can also talk about the value creation framework like this. There are in the horizontal axis, you have the people, process, and technologies, and then the vertical axis are the hierarchy of the organization. There are people at strategy, tactical, and operational. Most of the work we are talking about today happens at the operational level. So the people, the strategic, tactical, and operational levels involve the interplay of people, processes, and technologies. At strategic level, it focuses on defining the organization's purpose, strategy, and business need. And then at tactical level, we have that strategy translated into specific actions and plans. And when we go down to operations level, we see the actual work happening. People use processes and technologies to deliver value to stakeholders through products and services. In all these levels, the value creation model is underpinned by the organization's ability to adapt to change and disruptions and its resilience in the face of challenges. This requires a holistic transformation that considers both financial and non-financial drivers of value. So if you start with the first people, which is we say people, processes, and tools, the people aspect in this case, it includes the project manager, the team members, stakeholders, and other personnel involved within the project. So effective project management requires skilled people who can communicate well, collaborate, lead, and adapt to change. When you speak about processes, processes are methods and practices used to complete project tasks. These processes include standards and procedures that guide how projects are initiated, planned, executed, monitored, and closed. Key aspects of this process include choosing the right methodology that fits project's needs is vital for its success, and applying industry best practices and adhering to standards like PMBOK ensures consistency and quality. Processes should be regularly reviewed and improved based on lessons learned and feedback. An example of this process is the stage gate process that DC Water developed for its CIP delivery. In this process, there are 6 stages, and each stage has, as you can see here, standard operation procedures that describe the requirements of each phase or each gate to be satisfied before a project goes from one stage to the next stage. The third aspect of the value creation framework is technology or tools. Project managers leverage data and tools for informed decision making. Project managers use technology to engage stakeholders throughout their project lifecycle for alignment and support. And finally, project managers use technology to continuously assess and adjust project plans to meet strategic objectives. For example, project managers use the following tools and systems to manage projects. The first one is project management software. Tools like P6 and Unifier help in planning, scheduling, resource allocation, and tracking progress. When it comes to communication, tools like Microsoft Teams, Zoom, and email are essential for keeping team members and stakeholders connected. Collaboration platforms like SharePoint enable teams to work together, share documents, and manage workflows regardless of location. At DC Water, there are several diverse tools available to help the project manager. These tools encompass a wide range of functionalities: geospatial analysis, real-time data acquisition, maintenance management, asset planning, analytical insights, project scheduling, and comprehensive enterprise resource planning. By leveraging this suite of tools, DC Water's projects are empowered to deliver projects that not only meet but also exceed the standards of safety, quality, and value for our stakeholders. As we conclude the various aspects of value creation model, we notice that integrating people, process, technology across strategic, tactical, and operational levels to drive innovation, efficiency, and value within an organization is very, very important. By aligning these elements and leveraging their synergies, DC Water has achieved and is still achieving its goals. One of the primary objectives of DC Water, which the project manager is responsible for, is renewing its aging infrastructure. We'll see how people, process, and technologies are used in delivering the renewal of its assets. How does DC Water address its aging infrastructure, the regulatory requirements, and protect the public from any pollutants? So this is done through an asset management process. And we have several programs that address these needs. One of them, I think before I go there, I think the first one I would like to share with you is how some of the programs that we have based on our asset management plan. The first one is we have an annual plan of replacing 1.5% of small diameter water mains and then 1% of sewer mains renewal per year. So when you look at it, we have, as I said earlier, an aged water system. There are water quality requirements and other regulatory requirements that DC Water should make sure that these assets don't fail. And that's why we have these programs to help us achieve or fulfill the missions of the organization. The needs are always higher than what our customers can afford. And because of that, there is a need to do a prioritization of these needs using a risk-based management approach. So we start with the assessing the condition of these assets. And then we also evaluate the consequences of failures of these assets. Based on the condition data and other data that we have, we calculate the probability of failure of those assets. So when you multiply consequence of failure and probability of failure, you get risk of failure of that asset. And so what DC Water does is we will evaluate how we can mitigate the risk. There are several ways of mitigating the risk, but the most important one, the one that's relevant to this discussion, is the renewal or the capital program. Once the condition data is collected and other relevant data is collected, the data goes through, is analyzed using asset management analysis tool. And that tool gives out a data plotted in this, as shown here. We call it a scatter diagram of risk of failure of these assets. So as I said earlier, it's a data-driven process. We get data from various resources that we have, technologies and tools that we have, people who operate our assets. That data goes through an analysis using a tool called Info Asset Planner, and that delivers the result that's shown to the right. That data tells us where the risk of failure of these assets are. Each dot represents an asset. So as you can see in the next slide to the left, there are curves: red, orange, yellow, and blue. This shows various risk levels. The assets that are above the red line are the high risk assets. So we start with addressing those assets, and based on the funding that we have, we go down after addressing those assets. But projects are not straightforward like that. We need to verify or confirm whether the model that gave us this result is in line with our experience and our engineering judgment. And for that, we analyze and review the data together with various people, subject matter experts who came from various functional units of the organization. And after further discussion, we group these assets to create projects, and we prioritize those projects. So, and the projects are mapped here to the right. That's just a few projects for demonstration purposes, but we have thousands of hundreds of projects in our CIP. Once the projects are prioritized, there is also something called the implementation plan. How do we prepare implementation plan? We check if there is any opportunity to collaborate with other projects, either by DC Water or by others. And also we check how much money can we spend, we have to spend every year. And then the projects are planned based on the spending limitation as well as the need to collaborate with other projects. So before this concludes my part of the presentation, our colleague Dr. Zalalam Hailu, he continues from here and finishes the remaining of the presentation. Thank you for being with me thus far.
Thank you, Getachew, for your insightful presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, I will now take you through the 5 foundational steps of project management, from defining the project scope to evaluating our progress. We will explore how these steps, along with the best practices in asset management, contribute to our principal goal of delivering high-quality water services in an efficient, environmentally friendly, and sustainable manner. Let us quickly navigate through the 5 foundational steps of project management. Step 1 is project definition, in which we pin down the scope, objectives, and stakeholders. Step 2 is the strategy formulation stage, where we craft or refine the strategy, integrating a thorough risk assessment to anticipate and mitigate potential obstacles. Step 3 is where we do detailed planning, outlining the course of action for each project phase. Armed with a plan, we move to implementation, accompanied by continuous monitoring and control mechanisms. This ensures we stay on course and adapt as needed. Step 5 is where we do progress evaluation by periodically reviewing our project's progress, measuring actual results against our expected outcome. To maximize project success in the context of asset management, we adhere to a set of best practices that serve as our blueprint for excellence. We start with clear, well-defined objectives and goals to direct all project activities. We encourage collaboration across departments to pool expertise and resources. We base decisions on solid data analysis to ensure accuracy and reliability. We adopt a life cycle approach to asset management, considering the long-term implications of each decision. We implement comprehensive risk management and establish contingency plans to handle unforeseen events. We utilize precise performance metrics and key performance indicators to measure and guide project progress. We commit to continuous improvement by learning from each project and applying lessons learned. We ensure strict compliance with all relevant regulations and standards. We conduct regular reviews and reporting to maintain transparency and adjust strategies as needed. By integrating these practices, we set the stage for sustainable project success and asset longevity. Building on our discussion of metrics, it is essential to emphasize that each measure is a building block toward fulfilling our mission of providing high-quality water services in a manner that is safe, environmentally friendly, and efficient. Our metrics show our commitment to our strategic imperatives. Our approach at DC Water is to link every metric with our principal strategic goals, ensuring that each quantifiable measure directly contributes to our vision. Consider, for example, the metric of expected sewer cleaning and inspection miles. Our goal is to exceed 12 miles per month, a target that is both ambitious and reflective of our commitment to reliability and resilience. This target is not arbitrary. It is a deliberate choice that aligns with our strategic plan, ensuring that every foot of sewer cleaned and inspected contributes to the health of our infrastructure. Our programs, projects, and activities are designed with this integration in mind. This alignment transforms our strategic plan from a mere guidance document into a daily operational reality, with each metric acting as a milestone on our path to achieving excellence in service and infrastructure. Our capital improvement program operates under stringent key performance indicators to ensure excellence and timeliness. We have on-time milestones that we strictly track whether or not design and construction phases commence as scheduled, maintaining punctuality as a benchmark. We have completion targets. The on-time achievement of substantial construction completion milestone is a crucial key performance indicator. We have infrastructure targets, where we measure our success against concrete goals, such as the annual miles of infrastructure inspected, replaced, or rehabilitated, ensuring our assets remain at peak performance. We also have financial indices like Cost Performance Index and Schedule Performance Index. These KPIs keep our capital improvement program on the path of continuous improvement and operational success. When it comes to reporting, DC Water's analytical tool of choice is Power BI, as it is part of the Microsoft ecosystem and the products of which are already at the core of our operations. Our interactive dashboards are user-friendly that allow for a deep dive into asset health, performance, and capital program tracking. These apps are available organization-wide across DC Water, empowering every team member with actionable insight. I would like to highlight a couple of these dashboards here. Let us take a close look at the Linear Assets Renewal Dashboard. This is particularly for small diameter water main renewal. This report is supported by an extensive data set capturing 24 years of historical data alongside a forward-looking projection of the coming 6 years. It is not just data. It is the story of our infrastructure's evolution and our commitment to its longevity. It is not just a collection of charts and figures. It is a crucial tool that informs our strategy, guides our decision-making, and ultimately illustrates our proactive approach to ensuring water service reliability now and into the future. Let us take a turn to delve into the Capital Improvement Program app. Do you recall the complex structure of our Capital Improvement Program that my colleague Getachew showed you previously? 6 service areas, 26 programs, more than 300 projects, and more than 8,000 activities. It would be impossible to capture the different moving parts into one dashboard like this without the support of the BI tool. This app allows you to utilize Power BI's dynamic capabilities to filter and analyze progress at any level, whether by service area, program, project, or down to the granular level of the activity. It ensures project managers have the right data at the right time so that they can take action to direct the course of their project. In addition to Power BI dashboards, we also utilize Oracle Unifier for comprehensive reporting. And yes, we continue to embrace the versatility and familiarity of the age-old Excel for various data analysis needs, ensuring a well-rounded set of tools for thorough and effective reporting. It is now time to summarize the importance of integrating strategies for success. Our major takeaways are the following. Strategic planning, asset management planning, and project execution are interconnected at strategic, tactical, and operational levels to effectively translate organizational goals into action. Integration and alignment across these levels enable organizations to optimize resources, manage risks, and achieve sustainable success. The project manager plays a key role in aligning projects with organizational goals. Effective integration of strategies ensures project sustainability and value maximization. Finally, we would like to mention a few things expected of project managers to maximize project success. One is to understand and solicit support from internal and external stakeholders. The other is to manage knowledge to leverage collective expertise and information. Lastly, they are expected to contribute to the unified information repository for assets throughout the organization. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the interactive session of our presentation. Thank you for your attention, and please do not hesitate to ask us any questions you may have.